What's going on, Guardians? TC Spectre here, and I wanted to make this video as quickly as I could because I'm actually really hyped about all the information we got with the Armor 2.0 stream that Bungie hosted today, now during the evening. So I was going to talk about some of the points I thought were pretty interesting. We're going to go through each of the important aspects that they mentioned were going to change with Destiny, coming with Shadowkeep, and we're also going to talk about the changes they're doing to some of the classes, most specifically Titans, and how their bubbles work. So the biggest change that we could see immediately is the fact that we now have 6 stats. We have Discipline, Intellect, and Strength. Strength makes it so your melee recharge faster, Intellect makes it so you recharge your super faster, and Discipline makes it so that your grenade recharges faster. These 3 will be additional stats that you can invest into your characters alongside mobility, recovery, and resistance. Another interesting little change is that the power color has been changed from blue to yellow. Also, that we have an increased glimmer cap. We now have 250k glimmer to spend, and I think this is due to the fact that they want us to change mods. Most of the times we can adjust our gears to certain scenarios and certain encounters, and that's going to cost a lot of glimmer in the long run. So that's one of the reasons I think why they increased the glimmer cap, and it's also been highly requested by the community for a long time. So that is super good that they finally added it into the game. Let's talk more about how Armor 2.0 seems to work. This is how I thought it was going to work when they initially showed the screenshot. How it works is that you're given 3 mod sockets. One is for your basic resistances, your basic stats like Intellect, Discipline, Strength, Mobility, Recovery, and Resistance. The 2 other mod slots are for your Scavenger perks, your targeting perks, all of the things that enhance your weapon capabilities or grenade capabilities. As you can see in the image here, we have a lot of different scavenger perks for different weapons. We also have target acquisition with different weapons. You have the enhanced sniper rifle targeting, and as you can see, you have energy. Each gear has 10 energy points that you can spend on it. You start off with 5, and then you can slowly upgrade it until you reach 10 with the masterwork tier. When you have 10, that means you have 10 points to spend on your mods in total. So if you spend 6 points and then have sniper rifle targeting, you will have 4 points left to spend on the 2 other mod slots, which is pretty nice. I mean, we've been asking for this for a long time, to have more of a Destiny RPG and less Destiny action. So this is pretty nice, being able to completely control your character and how you want to play. This will probably make it so a lot of people will feel more unique. They'll make their characters feel more exclusive to themselves. And this will also create an interesting new meta in the PvE scenario where you can change your perks from encounter to encounter. So if you need to have more minor resistance, you can add more minor resistance. But if it's the boss that's hurting too much, well, you can add a boss resistance mod. And this will probably change how we perceive the raids in general, and how we perceive the difficulty of the raids in general. Because suddenly, if it works like I think it works, we won't really have the problem of having suboptimal gear during the raid launch. We're going to be able to adjust, we're going to be able to build around the encounters, and we're going to be able to approach it in a way we find most suitable for our groups. And that's amazing. So there isn't that much more to talk about the actual Armor 2.0. They basically showed this for all 3 characters. They also showed us a new appearance tab, which you can see on the screen now, which will be your ornaments, your glows, and your shaders for that specific armor piece. So that's how you're gonna change your character's looks and make it look more unique to your playstyle and your personality. So a lot of changes when it comes to armors and how to approach the armor and how to make it feel more like your guardian. They also showed us some new Titan stuff, which is amazing. Titans are getting weapons of light back. Bubble Titan is finally gonna be a thing again. So Titans are gonna be valuable in PvE. They're gonna have a place in the PvE meta, which is amazing because they've felt so lackluster in the PvE endgame for so long. So it's gonna be great and refreshing to see more people play Titans, and hopefully it's gonna feel a little bit more like the Destiny 1 feel, where everyone wanted to gather around your bubble, maybe get armor of light or weapon of light depending on what kind of Titan you have. have, and they haven't announced where you get weapons of light from, but I assume it's one of the perks of the new artifact, as they call it. They weren't really going too much in depth about what the artifact will contain, but since we never saw it in any other place, I assume it's gonna be an artifact trait. Another thing to note, which I don't think they really mentioned, maybe because it's nothing or maybe because they didn't really think about it, but every different guardian had a different elemental type to their gear. I'm not sure if this is going to add more resistance to that certain element, if it's going to affect what kind of mods you can have for that gear, or if it's just something cosmetic. So we'll just have to wait and see if it has any more implications than that. They also made changes to how the stats scale, so instead of going from 0 to 10, it now goes from 0 to 100. With every 10 points into a certain stat, will increase that stat's benefits. So you would have 10 points into, say, strength, you would have a percentage reduction on your melee cooldown. But if you would have 20, it would increase the cooldown reduction even more, up until 100. So this is going to be an amazing way to kind of customize if you want to be a grenader, if you want to be a grenadier, if you want to be a puncher, or if you want to use your supers more, then you have clear guidelines for what you need to invest points in. Another thing to notice as well is that you can now see your sparrow and your ghost in your character customization screen. A cool new feature. It makes it feel like everything's in a more collected space, which is pretty nice. They also mentioned that every single armor piece after Shadowkeep launches will be 2.0. You won't lose gear you had prior to Shadowkeep, but it won't be upgraded. However, items you have in your collection will be updated. They mentioned exotics will be updated to Armor 2.0, but it didn't specifically mention if the legendaries were going to be updated. Assuming since exotics get updated, I would guess that legendary gear in your collections will also be upgraded to 2.0. If that's not the case, then that would be pretty upsetting, and we would have to farm all of the cool looking gear we've gathered so far in our adventures all over again, and I don't think some guardians would appreciate that. But we just have to wait and see what Bungie has in store with this feature. Another thing to notice is that the Warlock is using the Arc Soul. As you can see, they never really lost it. The grenades went up so fast due to how she built her spec, how much she put into discipline, and how much she put into getting grenade cooldowns back. So it looks like you're gonna be able to make pretty crazy builds with this new system. Hopefully it's not gonna be too overpowered and not break anything, but it's looking very bright for Destiny's future when it comes to the loot economy. We're going to talk a lot more about Shadowkeep in the coming weeks. Luke Smith is going to post the rest of his State of the Game or Director's Cut. We're also going to get more Crucible announcements. We're going to get more information about Shadowkeep in the coming weeks up until the launch of the actual game. But this is what we got today. I just wanted to make a small video to explain to you guys in short what you can expect from the Armor System 2.0, how it's going to work. I hope it was helpful for you. And if you did enjoy the video, then don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button and leave a thumbs up. And if you feel like it, then leave a comment below stating what you believe will be the coolest thing with Armor 2.0. Apart from that, I want to thank you all for watching this video. This is TC Spectre, signing off.